Hi, Corey George here. Welcome back to the car safety and fighting vehicle theft segment of the material. We wanted to put this material together for you because this seems to be one of the top motivators for why home invasions are happening in Canada. Now, nowhere in this video am I going to tell you to leave your keys at the front door to make it easier for the criminal. I definitely wouldn't recommend that approach, and I don't think that all of your hard work and effort should be given away to a criminal. As a matter of fact, I would advise you on the exact opposite of that. Let's make your home and your vehicle as difficult to steal and as difficult to target as possible. When it comes to protecting your home and it comes to protecting your vehicles, there's obviously the D's, the rule of the D's, right? We want to detect. That's cameras, lighting, alarm systems, okay? We want to deter, okay? So that's gonna be an alarm that goes off. That's gonna be a light that illuminates. That's going to be making your house more difficult to break into. We want to delay. That's where that home security product comes in with the window film, the security locks on the doors, reinforcing your doors, and more of what I'm going to show you in this video today. Now, whether you're driving a Mercedes G-Wagon or a new model Lexus or any of the performance Dodge products that are on the market, it really doesn't matter. Most of us in Canada and the United States are the target of auto thieves. And in Canada, obviously our rules for castle law are very relaxed, which means the criminals know that they can break into your home without consequence and without recourse. So they can come in, they can break in, your hands are tied on what you do to them. And of course, they are after your car. So how do you protect your car? I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to do that. First step, and this is steps, I don't actually count these as options, these are steps. We want to layer our defense, we don't just want to use one option or the other. So this is called a Faraday box. Now, somewhere in the early 2000s, automakers got away from keys and they went to completely keyless setup, right? Now, they will tell you that it's what the consumer wanted. Really what the automaker's not telling you is they did this to save money. They don't have to cut an individual key for every car. It allows them to remove the ignition cylinder from the vehicle. So I can tell you right now that the big automakers, General Motors, Ford, Chrysler, Toyota, Mercedes, BMW, they're culprits in all this as well. They remove keys from their vehicles under the guise of customer interest when in fact it's just cheaper to do. So key fob, very simple. This gives off a radio frequency. That radio frequency can be scanned. Now it could be in a drawer, it could be in your pocket of your jacket, it could be in your purse, but they can scan that key from very far away. Doesn't really matter how big your house is anymore. And they'll have a second person, a second thief, near your car with something called a repeater. And now the signal gets transmitted to a repeater. It's kind of like it becomes its own key. And they open your car, they start your car thinks that the key's in the car, and they drive your car away. This can be done in minutes. So, Faraday box, at night, you get in, you put your keys in here, okay? So every night, my suggestion, have a pre-bed checklist, okay? So before you go to bed, you go through a checklist, locking the house down. Is this a sad state of affairs that you have to do this in Canada? 100%. For the money we invest in taxes and social services and police officers, this shouldn't be a problem, but unfortunately, it's the world we live in, and I want you to enjoy your cars. I don't want your thieves taking them and shipping them overseas. So, Faraday box, this is step number one, and it's the easiest one to do. You can buy these on Amazon. We don't sell them right now. We're looking on getting a whole bunch of them, which we're probably gonna have some nice branded ones for you guys. But in the meantime, don't buy them from us. Go on Amazon, order a few of them. Just make sure to put it in there every night. Step number two, this is the next layer of protection for your personal vehicle. I know the car alarm system guys are gonna love me for promoting this, and I gotta be real, it's a very important step, and it's allowed me to be able to take my vehicles to nice restaurants, to the movies, without worrying about them getting stolen, and that is called an immobilizer. So there's multiple companies that offer immobilizers. What an immobilizer is an extra layer of digital defense that's built into your vehicle. So let's say somebody scanned your key fob as you were walking into the mall one day, or they scanned your key fob from your house, or perhaps they have something called a key writer, where they literally break the window of your car, or they jimmy the lock, they open your car, they plug into the computer system of your car, and they rewire a key. So that actually can be done right now. They need your VIN number, they need some other confidential information which they can get, and they literally program a new key for your car. This can be done with certain Lexuses without them even breaking into the vehicle. They actually can access a wire that goes to your headlight and they can connect into your computer and write a new key without even breaking into your car. But the majority of automakers are actually complicit in not adding in this layer of defense themselves. So what an immobilizer is, it requires a second key fob that's encrypted, very difficult to hack, very, very difficult to replicate. And what it now does is you get in your car, you go to turn on your car, and where your car would regularly just look for a key like this, now it's gonna look for this key first and this key fob second. Now, if you don't have this key fob, what the car will do is it'll ask you for a password before it starts the car. And the password could be your window switch, it could be your AC controls, it could be switches and buttons on your steering wheel. You can make your password whatever you want, but if the computer doesn't see that password, car doesn't start. Guy breaks into your car, writes a new key, goes to start the car, didn't hear the password, didn't get that other fob, which cannot be scanned, by the way. These cannot be replicated with a key replicator. Car doesn't start. This is gonna take a car theft shy of a tow truck. I mean, if they really want your car, guys, they're gonna take it with a tow truck. But shy of them having a tow truck, this is gonna take a vehicle theft from 10 to 30 minutes, and it's gonna turn it into an hour plus long affair. And again, if you have the other security measures, it's gonna be very difficult for them to steal your car. So get an immobilizer. Some of the brands are Igla, Ghost, Auto Watch. These are some of the brands you can look up. Some are better than others. Some of them are a pain in the ass, so do your research and find out which one is right for you. I have the password on mine because sometimes they don't always see the key fob, so I always use the one with the password, but it's completely up to you. That's called an immobilizer, okay? Contact a local auto security retailer and get one installed. Very, very crucial for protecting your cars. It allows you to start enjoying your vehicles again, and it's gonna get rid of that quick 10-minute smash and grab for your car. Step number 3, here we go. We're talking about car alarms. They're annoying. I remember when car alarms used to go off in the 90s and the 2000s, they were just a complete shrug off, like, oh, a car alarm's going off, big deal. Car alarms are a great solution for deterring, not delaying theft. They deter theft, so they're gonna make a whole bunch of noise. They're gonna attract a whole bunch of attention. They also have tracking systems built into them. So you can have your car tracked. You can get notifications on your phone. Some of these car alarms actually have remote start built in. So if you have a certain type of vehicle and it had remote start programmed in the computer, but you don't have the option, you can access it with this. Great idea. Again, lots of different alarm systems out there. CompuStar is one of them. There's a lot of very reputable brands in the auto alarm space. Again, this is only a deterrent. It is not going to delay somebody from taking your vehicle. This, the immobilizer, or the password one, which is my personal favorite, because the password one also prevents you from being carjacked. Someone goes to carjack you, turn your car off here, take the car, take the key, run away. Guy can't start your car. The password encrypted immobilizers are my favorite because if someone breaks into your house and does steal your keys and the immobilizer fob is on it, they're still gonna get away with your car. If they steal your keys and they go out to your car and now there's a password and they don't know how to start it, then they're out of luck again. So step number 3, car alarm. Works way better when you have an immobilizer, and works even better when you have an immobilizer, you have the alarm, and you put your keys in a Faraday box. Suddenly your vehicle is an incredibly difficult target and an incredibly difficult vehicle to steal. Step number 4, if you have a garage, keep your car in the garage. Now, I understand that this isn't always realistic. If you don't have a garage, well, we definitely want to have those earlier steps in the Faraday box, the immobilizer, and the car alarm. But if you have a garage and it's full of junk, clean out the garage. What's the net worth of all of the stuff in your garage? Most of it is probably worth less than your car. So spring cleaning, fall cleaning, winter cleaning, get into that garage, put on some coveralls, clean up all that garbage, get all of that stuff into the basement, into a shed, but do not use your garage as storage for miscellaneous junk when you have $60, $70, $80, $100, $200,000 sitting on the driveway. Clear out the garage, buy a shed, put the stuff in the shed, and put the car in the garage. Very simple, easy deterrent. A lot of times you get guys who scope neighborhoods. They will drive the neighborhood nights before they come for your car. If there's no car on the driveway, it's a lot easier for them not to find your car and not to target you. So put it in the garage. Later in the video, I'm going to show you how to secure your garage and how to make it less of a target for thieves. But this step is important. Put your car in the garage if you have one. Step number 5, paranoia. No, I'm just kidding. But it might sound a little bit like paranoia, maybe a little bit of healthy paranoia. It's something I like to call awareness. Be aware of your surroundings on the way home. A lot of the times, you're on your way home, you're not even aware of who's following you. Now, I'm a huge advocate to not be on your cell phone while you're driving, and I'm sure none of you ever do that ever. But on your way home, guys, keep your head on a swivel. When I'm driving back from Toronto, Mississauga, Brampton, anywhere where I know there's high crime, I make a point to drive in the center lane or even purposely go into the left lane to make a pass as I'm coming up to my cutoff. So I'm about 1.5 kilometers, 2 kilometers out from my cutoff. I'm making a purposeful point of being in a left lane or a middle lane and then cutting over, of course, with my signal, of course, gracefully and respectfully and safely, cutting across 1 or 2 or 3 lanes within 1.5 kilometers, and I'm checking behind me to see has anybody else done the same thing. This just shows me, was anybody following me? And I can now be aware, by the way, when I come off the off-ramp and I'm waiting at the stoplight, what vehicles are behind me. As I come up on my street, I'm now paying attention. Have vehicles been following me for an extended period of time? If I do feel a little bit of worry, if I do feel a little bit of suspicion, very simple, I will make 4 right turns. Super, super simple. I make 4 right turns. So instead of going straight to my house, I will go way past my house. I'll make a right turn. I'll go a little bit further. I'll make another right turn. Go a little further. I'll make another right turn. But I'm not going to be headed back to my house, by the way. If after 3 right turns and I still have somebody on me, very simple approach, I drive towards the police station. I don't drive to my home. All right, I don't take any chances. I can now see that somebody is following me, and I am now not leading them to where I live, where they can target my vehicle when I get out or when I go to bed that night. So make sure you're not being followed. Have your head on a swivel. Super important to prevent auto theft. This is how they case you out. And I'm going to show you a few other steps of how your house gets cased. Adding to vehicle awareness is parking lots. Shopping malls are a huge target, guys. When you are getting out of your vehicle in a shopping plaza, make sure you're not getting to the shopping plaza and sitting and staring down at your phone, oblivious to your surroundings. Parked in, you're a sitting duck. Sitting on your phone and scrolling social media and answering messages while you're sitting in a car parking lot and you're driving a nice vehicle, you are 100% a target for an active car theft, or what we would call carjacking. So my suggestion, you get to a shopping center, you get to your destination, get out of your vehicle. And what I like to do, I like to lock the door on the switch. I don't even lock the door with my clicker at that point. I lock the door with the switch, I close the door, I wait for it to lock, and I walk away. It prevents anybody from scanning my fob. Get a Faraday pouch. And what a Faraday pouch is, it's a little pocket pouch. You can literally fit in your pocket. You put your key in it, and it prevents anybody from scanning your key while you're in the mall, while you're shopping for groceries, or while you're at the restaurant. So be aware, guys. Again, social media is a detriment. You know, the phones are a detriment to your awareness. Keep them away and don't utilize them until you're inside wherever your destination is. We talked about parking your cars in the garage. Now, there's some simple ways to get into a garage that most people don't know about. One of them is this safety release cord, okay, which you can pull in an emergency to open your garage. Now, you're gonna do this at your own risk, because if there's a fire, okay, and your power is out, and the only door you can get out of is your garage door, don't worry, you'll still be able to open the garage door. It's just going to require you climb on something like a chair or a ladder or a cabinet in order to get to it. But essentially what the burglars do is they have a special fishing rod that they can shove in between your door and the door frame of your garage, and they grab this, they pull it, and it's going to cause a release on the garage door, which allows them to pick the garage door up. All right. Now I've got a side motor garage door, which is a little bit safer, a little bit more difficult to break into, but you definitely want to cut these, okay? I haven't cut mine, but I probably should. However, I've got some other safety measures on my garage that would prevent this from working anyway. So this is a very simple one. My suggestion is either put it up really high where it can't be grabbed, or in my opinion, I would just snip it, but that's not legal advice, so that's just what I would do. I would cut it, but I'm only giving myself my opinion. You can take that for what it's worth. So the emergency release latch on your garage, guys, I would shorten this drastically, and in an emergency, have something in your garage, like a step ladder, okay? Or even if it was an emergency, you could climb on your car to pull this to open the garage door, okay? So very simple, get rid of these, because the guys are professional at fishing these, yanking them, they open the garage, they're in your garage in 2 seconds, even though you thought your garage was safely locked. Now, as far as garage doors, not all garage door openers are equal. There are more expensive setups. So my garage door has something called a lockout setting. So on my garage door opener inside of my garage, I can click lock, which means no fob or transponders will open it at night. So anybody who might have stolen the exact frequency that would open my garage as I was driving home, because they have that ability as well, they'll park in a car down the street from your house, they'll wait for you to come home, click your garage door opener to open your garage, they can grab that frequency out of the air and they can replicate it and come back later. So what your garage door openers can have as an option, and it's worth the investment, is a lock feature. And what that does is it locks out all frequencies while you're sleeping. So you just press that button before you go to bed, add it to your checklist. For me, it's a routine and I don't have to worry about it. It's kind of grooved into me. But again, it might sound like paranoia, but I promise it keeps your garage and your belongings safe. And once it's a habit, this is easy stuff. Let me show you another option that garage door openers have now. Again, these are not products we sell. This is stuff that you can do on your own, but I wanted to share with you obviously the years of knowledge that we've accumulated in making your home safe. And that is an auto locking garage door. So here you'll see we actually have an automated pin that actually pops out when the garage closes. And when I open the garage, the pin automatically unlocks. This prevents somebody from prying open your garage using blunt force, or again, pulling the release and trying to open the garage. This lock is still gonna be there and it's gonna prevent that, burglar from lifting up your door. If you don't have that option, or you want that option and you want another layer, I can take you over to the other side here and I can show you. But essentially what you can do is very simple. You take a drill, okay? You're gonna need a hardened drill bit for this, okay? You can use a diamond bit, you can use whatever hardened drill bit you need to drill through steel. It's not very difficult. And I'm gonna drill a hole, which we'll show you right here. You can see here I've got a hole. I'm gonna drill a hole right above one of the wheels. I'm not gonna just use the holes that are on the track because it still allows the garage to move. I'm gonna drill a hole right above the wheel, and I take a pin lock, very simple. You can buy these at Canadian Tire, you can buy these at Home Depot, you can buy these at any lock center. I'm gonna slide the pin through the rail, and at night, I'm gonna lock it. And it basically, that's not locked right now, but just to give you an idea, now that pin is locked, you try and open that garage, it's gonna be a panic. Someone breaks in your house, they break in your garage, they go to open your garage really quickly. This is locked. Again, this is deterrence and it's delaying. It's gonna prevent them from breaking into your garage. This keeps the burglars out of your garage. And in some cases, if they've already gotten into your garage, let's say you're not home, I certainly do this when I leave. If I'm going on a vacation, okay, if I'm leaving for a weekend, I pin up my whole garage, because a burglar breaks in, let's say they worked on a window for an hour, they got into your house, now they want to drive your car out of the garage, the alarm's going off. Guess what? Getting out of the garage now becomes a huge problem for them, and the chances that they're going to abandon your house as a target is very high, because criminals don't have work ethic. That's why they're criminals.